Hi everyone, my name is Moira Money, coach and consultant for copywriters and translators. And we're halfway through the year and I just finished my review and I thought I'd give you a few tips and ideas of how you can complete yours. So if you've never done this before, you'll get a few ideas of the metrics that you could look at. And if you have done this before, I would encourage you to not only look at the usual numbers, I guess, that everyone looks at, but what I would like to see more people do is actually also evaluate some of the softer metrics, if you like. So how happy you are in your business, which clients you enjoy working with most, how many hours you work, and whether you have enough free time and those sorts of things. So if you've received my email, I would encourage you to download the annual review sheet to help you with this task. And if you haven't, if you're new to this channel, then shoot me an email at the email address below this video, and I will send you the annual review sheet. So what metrics should you, or actually I don't want to say should you, but could you look at for your annual or biannual review? Oh yes, first of all, I do my review like a longer one at the end of each year, and then I sort of do one in the summer, which is why I thought I'd jump on a video and talk about this. So the first thing, of course, I look at is revenue. So that would be the gross figure of all the money that came into your business. And then the profit, so that would be your revenue minus your taxes and any business expenses. And for me, that's usually something that my accountant sends me so that I don't have to do all the calculations myself. But if you don't have an accountant just yet, I would encourage you to really go through your bank statements, look at your business expenses and any tax amounts, and subtract that from your revenue to get to your profit, which may be your take-home income that you pay yourself, and hopefully a little bit of profit that you can reinvest into your business. Then I usually look at how many hours per week I worked on average, of course. So this will differ from week to week depending on how many projects I've had, but most of the time it stays more or less the same. And so if you've never tracked your time, I would really encourage you to do so. Personally, I use LSP Expert to do so, but you can also use tools like Toggle or anything else that you can find online. And then I have a target hourly rate that I calculated, essentially how much I would like to earn per hour. And then I compare that to the actual hourly rate that I've achieved on average. And then I also look at the number of clients I have and any new clients I might have gained during that particular period that I'm reviewing. And then I look at how they found out about my services, so that I can see which marketing methods were most effective for me. And then that way I can make decisions on where to focus my time and efforts for that next 3 to 6 month period. And then the one metric that I also look at and that I feel like more people really need to look at is how happy am I in my business. And if you want to put a figure on that, you could do, for example, on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you in your business? And it's not necessarily that you need to be a 10 throughout the whole time or something, because essentially I don't think that's possible or even needed. But I would like for happiness to become a metric that you look at on a regular basis. And I think that's not something most of us are used to. And I want to see that included more in our businesses. And then, of course, see what other metrics you could evaluate depending on what your goals were for your business. So you could, for example, look at traffic to your website or leads or conversations generated or things like that. The only thing I would say is be aware of whether those metrics are actually real important metrics, as in they contribute to either your happiness or your bottom line. And if they don't, then ask yourself, why are you measuring this? So for example, for me, those would be all the vanity metrics, you know, the number of followers that you have on a particular platform. The number of followers on a particular social media platform doesn't necessarily tell you anything about the health of your business. So be aware of why you're measuring what you're measuring. Another thing that I like to look at is actually which activities give me energy and which activities drain my energy. So for me, if you know me, all the admin stuff like invoicing and things like that, that's something that really used to drain my energy. And so think of what you can do in order to spend more time on the things that you enjoy, that give you energy, and how can you spend as little time as possible on the things that drain your energy. So for me, that meant, for example, outsourcing all the invoicing and stuff to a virtual assistant. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you'll be able to do that immediately, but it means that you have it on your mind. And so once it's become apparent to you and something that you can focus on, you can actually work on implementing that in the next 6 to even 12-month period. And then if you want to do a longer review, so I usually do this at the end of the year. But if it's the first time that you're doing this, I encourage you to do this even at whichever time during the year you're watching this video. So do a review per client as well. So you would look at your earnings from each client and then calculate the average hourly rate for this client. So that means you've tracked your time for each client project. And then again, look at how much you enjoy working with that client and also how that client found you, because that will tell you where you can spend more time on your marketing, which marketing methods are most effective for you. And then also, how can you serve this client even better? What other services could you offer? And also, is there anything that you would like to improve in that particular client relationship? And you'll probably find that there are some clients who pay decent rates, but who take a lot of your time. And then you can look at how you can remedy that situation, because that would mean that your average hourly rate for that particular client would be on the lower end. And so you can either then see, okay, you would need to increase your rates, or you would need to charge for phone time if you see that they call you a lot, or think of other ways of how you can improve that particular situation. And then there'll be other clients who pay the same rates theoretically, but because they don't take up that much of your time, the hourly rate for that particular client would be higher. And so it's really useful to know the situation so you know where to spend your time, or to know where your time is spent most profitably. And of course, again, look at what you actually enjoy. So I hope this gives you a few ideas. Like I said, download the annual review sheet. You'll get a table to help you with all the numbers that you can look at, and then also a few questions that you can ponder. And if you haven't received my email with that annual review sheet, then use the email address below the video to get in touch, and I'll send it to you. I hope this helped. Thank you for watching.